Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today we're making cheddar biscuits. Now, a certain restaurant is pretty famous for making these type of biscuits as a side dish, but I gotta tell you, the Chef Vic Cuisine version is so much better. And it's really easy to make. So, let's get started. Alright, so for our ingredients, we're gonna need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of granulated white sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 cup of buttermilk, half a cup of unsalted butter melted, and 1.5 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. And for our topping, we're going to need 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter melted, 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh parsley leaves, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Alright, so let's get started. I'm really excited to share this recipe with you all as it's really easy to make. So in a large bowl, you want to combine your flour, the sugar, your baking powder, garlic powder, and kosher salt. Mixing all these together until they're well combined. And if you can mix in the like button with it, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button to see more recipes like this. Now in a separate bowl, you want to whisk together your buttermilk and the butter. And once those ingredients are well combined, you want to pour this mixture over your dry ingredients and stir them all together using a rubber spatula just until the batter is moist. And so once your dry mix just incorporates with the butter and the buttermilk, you want to gently fold in the cheddar cheese. And I just fold the cheese in using that same rubber spatula. And I gotta say, if you don't have a rubber spatula in your kitchen, it's one of the best tools I have. They're really cheap to come by, and I totally recommend having one in your kitchen arsenal. And at this point, you can preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 232 degrees Celsius, as well as lining a baking sheet with parchment paper or a silicone baking mat. And once most of the cheese has been incorporated into your dough, take 1 more minute to knead the dough by hand just to make sure that the cheese is well dispersed within the dough. Now you want to use a 1/4 cup measuring cup to scoop the batter that you just made evenly onto the prepared baking sheet. And this recipe creates enough batter to create 11 to a dozen cheddar biscuits. And you want to use a 1/4 cup size measuring cup, as this is, in my opinion, the best size for the biscuit. And now that your discs of dough have been evenly spread across the prepared baking sheet, you want to bake these for 10 to 12 minutes or until they're golden brown. And while they're baking, this is the perfect time to prepare your topping. Starting off with the parsley, you just want to take a sharp knife and chop up the parsley into really tiny pieces. That'll help distribute the flavor more when you use it as a topping. And so in a small bowl, you want to whisk together your melted butter, your freshly chopped parsley, as well as the garlic powder until they're all well combined, creating the topping you're going to use for your biscuits. After our baking time is up, you can remove the biscuits from the oven, and as you can see, they've risen beautifully and have a nice golden brown exterior. And now, working one at a time while they're still hot, you want to brush the tops of the biscuits with your butter mixture. Making sure to use all this mix, as you want your biscuits to be infused with all that great flavor. And once that's done, you can serve these immediately and enjoy. And just like that, you've made cheddar biscuits right at home. Incredible appetizers for a dinner. These cheddar biscuits really have that umami factor. And if you're not careful, they may end up being your entree instead of the side dish. They are that good. So let's break into one of these bad boys and see what we're working with. As you can see, the inside is light and airy with all that cheesy goodness that you're looking for. And when you take your first bite, you're gonna feel like you're eating a cloud. These biscuits are so delicious. I really hope you give them a try, and let me know down in the comments when you do. As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 2, Elevating Your Inner Chef. And that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. And feel free to click the pop-up on the screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to smash that like button for me. And if you want to see more recipes like this, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell icon to be notified when my next video drops. And sharing is caring, so if you've enjoyed this recipe and think someone else will, feel free to share it with all your family and friends too. And stay tuned for next week, where I try to make a salad that pairs beautifully with these biscuits, my Italian salad. Well, thanks again for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Check out more recipes on my page now, and I'll see you next week on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.